All right, let's just take a look at this property tax calculator, reappraisal versus county budget. This was created with an AI tool. I haven't gone through everything in it, but you can go ahead and read that. But there's kind of a misnomer. I find a lot of people who are worried about the large increase in the assessment value of their home. I actually was one of them, but having to understand a little bit more how this works, I'm a little less concerned, although there's still plenty of things to be concerned about. So what you want to think about is the county budget, because that is really what matters. This is what makes your taxes go up. It's the county budget. The if your house is worth more and you pay more in taxes, the county doesn't just get to say, "Hey, look, we got more money. We're going to spend it." They really have to budget, and they have to justify the growth in the budget and things like that. And they are having a series of meetings right now. And I do want to say that for the most part, I think they are fairly fiscally conservative. In fact, sometimes to a fault, in that I think we've made some decisions probably in the past that come back to cost us more later, because they want to keep the costs down. So, um, so you have the budget, and that's really what you want to keep your eye on. You want to know, why is the budget increasing, and it is going to be increasing this year. And they're having those meetings, like I said, and they're kind of pinning that down. Now the assessments came in, and all of our homes got increased in value. Really don't need to worry about that as long as everybody is being assessed fairly and kind of equally and at the same time. Then what happens is they look at that budget that they need. So this top of this mountain, how much money do I need? And then they look at the total assessed value, and that's where they come up with the percentage. So the percentage is always going to adjust, or should be adjusting, to meet that target for what they need. But the top of the mountain here, the county budget, that is what drives everything. Last year it was about $20 million, I think. About 11 million came from property taxes. Um, 11 to 14 million, somewhere in there, came from property taxes. And the other stuff comes from other sources of revenue, like sales taxes and things like that. Okay, so let's just look at this calculator and get through this. So prior appraised market value, let's just say a home was appraised at $200,000, but this year it bumped up to, say, $350,000. Okay, this is a residence, so it gets taxed at 25% on that value. At 2.66% was the last rate per $100, or $2.66 per $100. So they look at the countywide tax base, and they say, last year basically everything assessed in the county, including businesses, was property for that businesses own. And if you don't know, businesses pay tax on the property that they own. So 573 million. And this year it's going to probably be, I don't know, I'm going to guess $890 million. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't played with that one yet, but this kind of gives you an idea of what they would have collected last year in property taxes. Now they actually collect lower, because obviously some people don't pay their property taxes. And so this is the county budget increase. And we can play with these sliders, which will play with these numbers up here and these numbers and that budget increase. So let's just say that our property value increased 75%, countywide assessed value for everything increased by 55%. So this would be saying my property increased more than the average. So even if the county budget would stay the same, I would probably going to pay more. And in the county budget, let's just say that it goes up 13.5% this year. I have played a little bit with these, but not much. So if they don't work, I'm sorry. But anyway, we get down here and get these numbers, and so it says, basically last year I would have paid $1,330, and if there was no change in the county budget needs, it would go up 12.74%. And that's because my property got assessed higher than the total value increased. But if we assume that a budget is going to increase, then it looks like I would be paying $1,700. So this is a 28% increase in my bill, even though I saw a 75% increase in the value of my home. So So there's not a direct correlation between those two. That's what's an important thing. Now, if you get down here, it will show you, what percentage of your dollars would have gone to, say, the schools or public works or the general fund. And I believe the general fund was what was $20, or was the general fund was what was 20 million, and so this is, when they set the property tax rates, they've got to. Last year was 20 million, I think that was what it was. That's what they're looking at, this general fund and highway. I think highway is included in there. School is goes to the school, something like that. So there's more data down here, some charts and 10-year projection, which, if we keep increasing at this rate, this proposed person here would be paying $5,745 a year. And there's the 10-year projection. And you can do the show the math, so if you want to look at all that. But anyway, that is available, and hopefully that will help some people understand how this goes about. But the main takeaway right here is going to be keep your eye on the county budget. The school budget meeting is, I believe, coming up maybe in a week or two, in the next couple weeks, and then they'll finalize all that budget stuff, and it'll start, beginning of July or something like that. End of July, beginning of July. I don't know what I think it's the beginning of July. So that's it. Hope you enjoy this.